What's up? Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Basically, every day I try to take a trade on something. I'm more try to focus on the Nasdaq or QQQ. Nasdaq 100 would be the index or indices. No, index because it's just one. And then QQQ is the ETF if you want to trade it on the stock market. So the Nasdaq 100 would be the same thing as the QQQ in the stock market. Nasdaq 100 if you're trading in Forex and you want to trade on the indices platform. So basically, I only did two trades today actually, but I like over the past days or week, I've been just trading more the 5 minute, right? And then I see that it just wasn't giving me like something that I can build up off of or something I can say I can point to say, oh, okay, this is something I can probably guarantee on to give me some reaction or some structure or something predictable, in the market. Because when you're trading, it's more like probability. So if you don't have anything that's giving you any form of probability, whether to say you're gonna be right more than likely because of this happening, it kind of seems to make no sense. So last night I decided, okay, let me try to do what they call a top-down analysis and try to mark out some key areas where price seems to have some interaction in those areas and then see what I could play from there. So basically what I did was I went from the top, I went to the daily time frame, right? And then what I learned from one of the forex traders, I think it's probably someone was showing me Q's course or something, or pajamas course, and they were like, okay, you kind of put the chart into lines so that way you can see where to really tip and bounce up or tip and go down. So I changed it to a line graph when it was in the daily, right? So I changed it to the line and then I tried to mark out some areas where price seemed to have some form of interaction. So it was like, this is on the daily already, right? So you have like right here, right here, right here. And you have even right here, like price really messing with these levels. And you have nothing really here. I mean, you could maybe, I wouldn't count this too much. Maybe on the 4 hour, we see more interaction with those levels. So remember, it's the green part. Let me see if I can make it more obvious. Yeah. So on the 4 hour, you will see more interaction with those levels. So you have right there 1, 2, 3, 4. It's messing inside the range. 5, 6, and then you have 7, 8, right? So what I was doing, I marked out that area and I decided, okay, if price began to go above that area, maybe it would continue. If price started to come below that area, maybe it would start to continue to go down, right? So from the 4 hour, and we're looking at the candles, right? So from the 4 hour, I was trading on the 1 hour time frame. Let me make this more transparent. It's on the 1 hour time frame, and let me zoom us right in to what I was seeing during the day. So on the 1 hour time frame, this was the opening candle, right? So the opening candle started big red come down, and then it kind of closed below the area. So when it closed below the area, I remember with candles, on the red candle, this is the open, this is the close. On the green candle, this is the open, this is the close, right? So it kind of closed below it. So when it closed below it, I knew that it would have opened down here, kind of below the range, and then maybe the range would have acted as a form of resistance, to which it actually did. So it did create some resistance there, which caused the price to go down. And then that was one of my plays to the downside. I expected it to continue more down, even though I should have noted that it was bouncing off. I think this is the 55 EMA. Yeah, so this is the 55 EMA. So it truly rejected the 55 EMA. So this was something that kind of made my trade invalid, but I ignored it because honestly, I just was not certain that that would have had such a big effect on the trade. But it really bounced off that, came back down, bounced off the EMA or pretty close, and continued right up. But I'll show you the trades I entered today, at what time, and then where I exited. So I had two trades today, right? One was a $53 loss and one was a $32 win. So I really taking it slower, trying to build a strategy and just get a lot more consistent, because I'm not sure why I'm just messing up a lot more, but we're on the journey, so you'll see it all. And I'm even practicing more and trying to do more reading. So remember that this is November 18th. So remember, the platform is a day behind. You'll see me talk about it in all of the other videos. So the platform is a day behind, and then this is in London time. So when it's London time, you -5 from this and you'll know what time I entered in US time, right? So this trade was at 10:30, so you -5 from that 10:30. And then I use purple candles for my entries, red candles for my exit. So we look for the 10:30 candle. Ooh, so 10:30. So to find 10:30, I'd have to come down to the 30 minutes. So 10:30. But I was trading on the 1 hour, to be specific. I was just on the 1 hour when on the 1 hour. And then this would have been the opening of the 1 hour actually. So on the, actually, 28501. Yeah, so at 10:30 and a minute later, this is where I entered the trade. So 28501. So that's where I entered the trade, and I'll mark that off with purple. Right, and then within the same hour, I close the trade at 284. 284. Same 284 flat. What was this? Yes, I was going the wrong direction. So I was expecting it to go against me and kind of bounce up more into the range, to which it didn't. So this is where I opened the trade for a buy, and then I closed it out here when it started to break below this candle. I believed it was going to just continue going down, make a lower low, and then that's why I just exited that trade at that point. So I noticed something when the traders and trade people that like to trade, or people learning to trade, they use different things to tell the confluence, or they use different things to confirm the trade, So it would have been something like it break down from this area, and then it also have a candle that closed below this. All those kind of things kind of add to a quality trade, and people use that to make money. But that was the first trade that I lost $52 from, because I expected it to continue rallying up, like come back into the range, but it really respected the range and came back down. So that was the first trade. And then the second trade was I flipped and went to the other side, and this was at 11:32. And let me see if I can find 11:32. So that would have been in the 11 candle, 11:32, 284.90, 284.90. Yeah. So notice that specifically. 284.90. Come on. 284.90. Ooh, come on. Why you do this? 284.9. Oh, this is what I need to stretch. 284.90. So let's have a good look at it. 284.90. So I remember purple for the exit, and then so basically you see that after it respected this range and came down, what I did was I set a limit order to say, okay, if price decides to come back into this range, I'm going to take it down and have my stop loss basically right above here. So I had my stop loss right above here, which gave me like a tight stop loss. It was like I could have probably lost $30 on this trade, or no, maybe like $14. And then I was trying to come down here and make like $140. But I should have noted that it was respecting the 55 EMA, which is something you have to really pay attention to. And then that could have made my trade invalid and I would have just exited with some profits here. But I'll show you where I exited. I had my stop loss around 284.14, 284.19. Yeah. 284.19 on, yeah. So minus 5 from that would be 15. So that's 3. So this, it would be on this candle. So 284.19. So around here, this is where I exited the trade. So basically entered for a sell here. It came down. I was in some profit here, like $100, and then it started to go against me. So I should have really noted this EMA, but I made sure to just take some profits off the table. I was like, okay, price really started to go against me right here. If it was going to make I thought it was gonna respect here and then come back down a bit more, but it didn't. So I made sure to set a stop loss here that is still giving me some profits, which is just $34, but still profits nonetheless. And make sure to come out of the trade with some profit. So notice something, that the price came down, it hit this, right? And then we have an open here, it come and hit a resistance level here that price seem to always mess with. It come right back down, right? It open up, it get pushed down, it come right up and close here. And then price open here, come right down, and then it close here, and then it's open here and push right up, right? So what I see happening here is basically like it's creating the level and just playing with it. I'm kind of getting confused there, sorry, but it basically showing you that it's kind of respecting this level, and if it breaks above this level, there's a high possibility that it's going to continue going up with strength. Especially if it breaks this candle strong, it's just gonna continue going up. So that's why I made sure that I had this level in case price decided to mess with this level and just come a little bit over. I wanted to know that I still have my position open to get the downside. But I made sure to ensure that if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'm making sure to get out of the trade. All right. And it's funny. You notice that. That's the point that I got out of the trade. And this is the point that price kind of reject from at the end of the day. So this is the closing candle. And this is like a doji. So this basically show you price open here. Price open at the top. Right. Price push down and push up. But it still end up to close right there. So that's like indecision. That basically, you don't even know what's gonna happen next week, but that's just a 1 hour candle. So I'm not even sure if you have a better analysis for that and you think you have a better tell of what's going to happen. No problem, drop it in the comments, tell me what is going on so I can have a better understanding and learn. I'm always open to learning. But something I found interesting and I made sure to just write it down. I wrote it down somewhere on this chart to show you, but it's good that I wrote it down so I ended up remembering, right? So on the 3 hour, look at this, like this. Tell me if this makes sense. Literally, price came down here 3 times. If I was looking at the 3 hour, I would have probably seen this. Price reject this exact level, like the body reject this level 3 times and bounce up from it. Like how accurate is that? It's like the exact price. What price is this? Is it the exact price? Like I'm zooming right in right now. Like, is it the exact price? It's just a small amount off, if any. Like it's a small amount off. But look at that range. Like price really mess with this level and just come right back up. So look at that. Price come right there, boom, come right back up. Come right there, boom, right up. Come right back there, right up. And then we have it come right back up here. So interesting. Let's see what might happen tomorrow. Not even tomorrow, because it's Friday. We can just, like, what does it look like, What does it look like? Yeah, this is where I wrote it down to make sure that I remember to talk about it. So, what does it look like? This looks like price was up here. come down, and that's what they call a new low or a lower low, and then you have a lower high, and you make a lower low, lower high, lower low, kind of a lower high, and then this is like a higher low, and looks like it's kind of continuing up because you have a higher low up here, and then it might have just set a higher low or lower high, higher low here. And what would you call this to? Like a lower high. It's a lower high, higher low, lower high. So you have a higher high, higher low, lower high, right? I don't know. It's like I'm having a brain fart right now. But this is like you have a low. So you have higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. Okay. So this is just like a temporary higher high, and you'd have the higher low, which would mean that the market would continue bullish. So let's see what it does for next week, right? Let's see what it does for next week and see how we can trade that, because I'm going to be trading it next week. I'm looking at more to find more effective trades on the 1 hour, but I'm going to still make a top-down analysis before even getting into the trades. And then today, I don't know if you know Grindr, but Grindr is how do you say? It's not. I think it's like a LGBTQ dating platform. So if you're like gay or trans or any, if you, I don't think it's a straight dating platform. It might be, but I think if you're like gay or lesbian or you're transsexual, this would be the platform that you might use, and it has like, it's more focused on that side of sexual orientation. And then this platform actually went public today, and it just went crazy. Like it went crazy and open. If the platform actually does not allow this as yet, so this just ran without me, but I saw it from this morning, and I probably would have played it if I had the chance. But they don't want you to be exposed to too much risk, because at the same time they would be exposed to a lot of risk because you're trading with their money as well. So I was not able to capitalize off this, but it was just good to see it. And it's good to see that IPOs still have some form of liquidity. Like some people are still trying to trade IPOs, and it's just amusing to see. It's a long while I've seen it's been a long while since I've seen an IPO come out. They went public via SPAC, and that's very interesting. So Grindr went public today. That was a huge runner for the day. What else? I'm trying to wonder what else happened today that was very interesting in the market. There was the QQQ, and there was also TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx had good earnings. So they had earnings, and they just continued going up for some reason. Yeah. TJ Maxx. Was it TJ Maxx? So TJ Maxx rallied heavy off earnings. I remember that. And then we had also Ross. TJ Maxx, Ross, yeah. Ross was the real gapper. Okay, Ross had earnings. And look at this. Ross went from around 97 yesterday right up to 116. So you couldn't even play that gap. I must say these earning gaps are very dangerous, because if you play them, there's a high possibility you just get trapped unless you were able to swing this trade and make that money. But if you decided to play a continuation, you would have gotten wiped. So it's a good thing I didn't play this today. I was thinking about trading it. As you can see, I have a level here. I was thinking about trading it, but I did not trade it. A good trade for this would have been just to the downside, just playing it back down. And actually, it might be a good trade to just play like what they call a gap fill. So because this like a total gap, You can see it on the extended trading hours. You can see where there was some buying pressure that caused it to open up like that. So this is post market, and then this is pre market. So pre market it started to gap down, and then basically we can probably play it to just come right back down into this area. So we can play it coming down into this area, and then for it to just start trading and trending up. So when you see things like Ross, TJ Maxx start moving, you see comparable stocks start to move, just like Macy's. You'd see Macy's start to trade just like that or similar. You would see stores like probably Target trade off a different catalyst, but it's not moving like that. So when you see Ross, TJ Maxx, Macy's, a good stock to probably trade is RETL, which is the Retail Bull Shares ETF. So this is a ETF that tracks mainly retail stores, you know. So basically that's it, and I wanted to show everybody that. Let's just look at Bitcoin and we see if we see anything going on for next week. So we check out Bitcoin USD. So see what we look like. We're looking, yeah, you know, sticky gets BTC USD, is that right? I use the Coinbase one. Yeah, you see, I don't like some of those ones. It just look scammy. So Bitcoin is at $16,000. Damn. But anyways, let's see what it looked like on the broader scale of things, you know. So I only using the 55 and the 200 EMA to just not get too distracted in the chart, you know. So what might be some levels for us to watch? Maybe Bitcoin coming up to $18,000, but after that, I think we're in some trouble, my guy. Honestly, like, I think we're looking at maybe, what's this, 13,000. Some more downside off a technical trade. It's more like 13,000. Yeah. It's more like 13,000 if we're going to the downside, and if there's like a tighter market environment, which is basically higher interest rates and everything like that. So just be aware. I guess we can buy the dip now. I mean, my feeling right now is like if we're buying stocks and stuff like that right now, it's probably the best environment. I mean, we might see them continue going down, but think about it. If now is a hard time for companies to borrow money, it's like companies have to run very efficiently. So this is just my psychology behind it. I'm not like well trained or well studied in stocks or finance or anything like that, but basically I'm thinking it's just trying to wrap my head around it. So if we're in a high interest rate environment and money is hard to borrow, right? If money is hard to borrow and the companies get very lean, the companies, if the companies get very lean, the companies are firing people. I know that is bad. It's bad that they have to fire people. It's bad that they have to run like much more cleaner. But if companies really run like that, right? You're basically buying the companies when they're at their best performance at a discount. Think about that. So we basically buying the companies when they're running at their best, like they're like lean. We don't have anybody wasting time in the company, and still we're profitable. And the money that we're getting is hard to come by. So look at that. So I think now might be the best time for us to like just start loading up. I mean, that's what I'm doing. So let me see how that is going to turn out. It's not sure when everything's going to turn around, but I don't know. My belief when things are going to turn around, honestly, is like, I think things are going to turn around if we have a low interest rate environment and quantitative easing again. I think that would be like the straight green light, you know. And people say you can't time the market, but that's how I think we can really time the market, because if you have a low interest rate environment, quantitative easing, that's like a green light for speculation. Speculation means things run up, like Bitcoin, crypto, penny stocks, AMC, GME, all that type of stuff. AMC, GME, and then, of course, not just those penny stocks. You're gonna see big tech run, like Google, Amazon, Tesla, Apple. You're gonna see things like that run, because why? They become really profitable because the money that they're getting is like 0%, 1%. They're getting cheap money to make the same money that they're making regardless, So we would see that. But anyways, thank you.